Welcome, this is Birendra Kumar Jha and you are watching Khabar Tak. Dear religious viewer of Khabar Tak, today under the religion section of Khabar Tak, the story that I bring to you is related to the incidents of the king of Indraprasth, Yudhishthir, enslavement in the game of dice and later on being free of this enslavement. Dear viewers, you are all aware of the fact that when the king Yudhishthir staked first his property, lost it, then his brothers lost it, then himself lost it, and thereafter staked even Draupadi and lost it just because of the deceitment in the game of dice, because Duryidhan was not throwing dice, but on his behalf it was Sakuni who was throwing dice, and he was famous for his conceitment in the throwing of dice. He always want the same number comes when he threw dice, because he was very good cheater in the game of dice. That time the courtyard were full of respected persons like Bhisma, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, even King Dhritarashtra, but all kept mum, didn't say anything. When brother of Duryodhan, Vikarna and Vidur objected this, his voice was subsided by Duryodhan, Karna and Sakuni, telling that he had won them in the game of dice. They didn't stop here, but tried to disrobe Draupadi. However, Lord Sri Krishna, who was keeping himself away from the game of dice, had to interfere in this matter. He made so many cloths, expended it that Dushasan thought it falling down while pulling the saris of Draupadi. But no could object Duryodhan, and it seemed that he had support of King of Hastinapur, father-in-law of Draupadi, Dhritarashtra. But suddenly it so happened that Dhritarashtra offered boon to Draupadi, and Pandavas were made free from their enslavement by Duryodhan. What did Draupadi say? This is well described in the great epic Mahabharata written by Vyasdev. But before I go there, I would like to request you once again that those who have not subscribed this channel Khabar Tak either on YouTube or Facebook, please do subscribe, and if you like these stories, please like it, share it, comment it, so that the essence of our religion could be spread throughout the world. Now come to what the great epic Mahabharata written by Vyasdev says on this matter. When Dhritarashtra invited Yudhishthir from Indraprastha, Yudhishthir came Hastinapur along with his family member, and here he was told to play the game of dice. Duryodhan told that he would not throw dice himself, but it would be Sakuni who will throw dice on his behalf. And Yudhishthir accepted this, and then I told previously that one by one Yudhishthir lost his property, his brother, himself, and at last Draupadi. As soon as Duryodhan won that bet in which Draupadi was staked, he became very joyful and thought that he had revenged Pandavas' insult at Indraprastha. So he ordered his brother Duryidhan to pull and drag Draupadi by a hair into the court, and Duryidhan did so. However, Vikarn wanted to stop, but his voice had no effect due to the fear of Duryodhan. Duryodhan told Duryidhan to disrobe Draupadi in the midst of the courtyard in presence of the respected person like Vidur, Bhisma Pitama, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Karn, Duryodhan and his other 100 Kauravas, King Dhritarashtra and many other kings from all over the world who were often coming to increase the beauty of Hastinapur. And then Draupadi asked a question to Duryodhan. He told what she staked on the game of dice first or after Yudhishthir had defeated in the game. Duryodhan did not say anything. Rather, he bent to abject means and ordered Duryodhan to disrobe Draupadi, but his attempt was befoiled by Lord Sri Krishna. Even not being present there, he expended the saris that Duryodhan was thwarted and bent down like a cut tree, and no one, even Duryodhan, Karn, Sakuni, could dare to pull the sari of Draupadi, but did not answer this. Then they kept mum, and when the courtiers then said that it was Yudhishthir who was first defeated in the game of dice, then Draupadi raised another question to Duryodhan, that when Yudhishthir had already lost in the game of dice, then how could a defeated person can beat anyone on the game of dice? There was no answer to anyone. Then she moved towards Dhritarashtra his father-in-law and king of Hastinapur and asked simple question that I was not defeated in the game of dice as per the rule of dice. So I am still daughter-in-law of the grand Kuru clan who is known for his rightness and religious act. But this time, in presence of you and the king who was sitting on the throne of Hastinapur, I was insulted in such a way. Is it just? No one could answer. Dhritarashtra bowed down his head, tried to avoid the questions, looking hither and thither. He was not even able to see in the eye of Droupadi. However, Droupadi was gazing towards Dhritarashtra and entire courtyard. Then suddenly Gandhari, the mother of Duryidhan, wife of Dhritarashtra and head queen of Hastinapur, interfered, saying that what Vidur had already said, that this way, if Duryodhan continuously keeping Pandavas as slave, it would ruin the entire Kaurav, as at the birth of Duryodhan, jackals had bowed, making wah wah. This was an auspicious sign of this type of act that could lead Kaurav to death. Having heard this voice of Gandhari taking part of Droupadi, Dhritarashtra was afraid to a great extent. He thought that now Gandhari, who is mother of Duryodhan and his wife and queen, is taking part of Droupadi. What would happen if the subject one by one comes in favor of Droupadi? Then what to tell of heir kingship of Duryodhan? His own throne would be jeopardized. Having this thought, Dhritarashtra instantly ordered Droupadi to get some boon, being a great woman of Kurukulun. However, Droupadi was not ready to get boon. She was telling to give justice to her, but Dhritarashtra continuously requesting her, telling her, great lady of Kuru clan, to see his old father-in-law and mother-in-law. Then at least last Droupadi told Dhritarashtra that she was conceived at this time and she didn't want her child to be born as slavery, and people could say him son of slave. Dhritarashtra instantly granted her boon, but when he considered it in deep, then he found that this is not possible unless and until he get Yudhishthir and all the Pandavas free from enslavement of Duryodhan. So he ordered, not requested, but ordered Duryodhan to instantly free all the Pandavas, including Yudhishthir, from his enslavement, what he had made through the game of dice, and Duryodhan had no way. This time he could not say anything but freed all the Pandavas, including Yudhishthir, from his enslavement. And this way, by wiseful questions of Draupadi, Draupadi made his her husband, all the Pandavas, including Yudhishthir, free from the enslavement of Duryodhan. Thank you for watching the story by the end.